people face charges after a woman dies of a drug overdose.
A bill is introduced at the Capitol to help get rid of the state's heroin problem.
The Wildcats are back on the road tomorrow night. We have a preview of their matchup with LSU.
Tracking, alerting, protecting. WKYT News starts now with breaking news.
We continue to track some breaking news for you. First, out of Clark County.
That's right. A tanker truck turned over this afternoon, blocking a very busy road. That crash happened on Kentucky 627 at the Bourbon County line. Cleanup
is expected to take several hours. The accident happened just after 3 this afternoon, and hazmat crews have been brought out as a precaution. Jordan spoke with a neighbor who heard the accident happen, and she said that the driver of the truck was very shaken after that accident. The driver told us that he lost control of his truck as he was coming down the hill, causing the truck to slide sideways and eventually tip over onto its side.
A driver has been taken to the hospital from what we understand, but his condition not known at this time. Neighbors say he is lucky to be alive considering how badly that tanker was damaged.
She got him, set him on the bench, was asking him questions, asking him if he knew what day it was, what month it was, who the president was. He was rattled.
All right, police have charged 3 people after a woman died from a drug overdose.
Police found the woman and arrested all 3 people while responding to a call at a Knox County home yesterday. WKYT's Kristen Kennedy shows us why police say they're responsible for the death in our top story at 5.
Deputies believe Harvey Kane, Amy Kane, and Joshua Ryder could have saved Felicia West's life, and because of their inaction, deputies are charging them with reckless homicide. Knox County Sheriff Deputy Claude Hudson says he went to a burglary in progress call yesterday afternoon at an abandoned home off Walton Road. He says he saw Harvey and Amy Kane and Joshua Ryder on the property. Ryder, he says, ran into a nearby trailer. When Deputy Hudson went into the trailer to find Ryder, he says he saw the victim laying what he described as virtually lifeless on the floor of a room.
She's just a victim of overdose. She just, you know, they left her there. They knew that she'd had too much. Told me that, you know, I should get medical treatment to her. She was going to die. They knew this since approximately about 10 a.m. and I was out with them about 2:30, quarter till 3. So approximately 6 hours they allowed her to lay there in that condition.
None of the 3 individuals agreed to talk with us from jail. In Knox County, Kristen Kennedy, WKYT.
Deputy Hudson says that Kane and Joshua Ryder are no strangers to jail. You'll hear more about the 3 behind bars tonight on WKYT News at 6. Well, it is much colder outside right now than it was this morning.
Get used to it. It's the first of many temperature changes this week. Some major ones ahead. Our chief meteorologist Chris Bailey is tracking all of that right now. Chris?
Yeah, we started out the day in the 50s early this morning when a lot of the kiddos were heading to school and they're coming home to readings below freezing, and that's how we are ending our day. And it is a very ugly afternoon. Look at our live sky cam. Visibilities now on the east side of Lexington. We're looking at roughly a half mile or less from this shot down Winchester Road. This isn't very far at all from the station. Normally we can see all the way into downtown Lexington. We can barely get to the interstate here with our vantage point because of the low clouds, the fog, and a touch of some freezing drizzle that is showing up. 30 degrees, winds are coming out of the north-northwest, 13 miles an hour, so it feels like it is down to 20. So again, that reduced visibility and some patchy freezing drizzle out there. Slow down and take it easy. Temperature right now is 24 degrees colder in Lexington than at this same point yesterday. Most areas dropping into the upper 20s and the low 30s. Southeastern Kentucky, we're still the last little holdout spot with temperatures just above 40. We'll say goodbye to that very quickly as those gusty northwesterly winds usher in that colder air. Now, Live First Alert defenders picking up on a lot of clouds and a lot of freezing drizzle that is showing up across parts of the Bluegrass region. Eventually, may see a couple of snowflakes out of all this as we go through the evening. So some flurries and freezing drizzle tonight, though I'm tracking Arctic attacks when I come back in a little bit, as those Arctic fronts, guys, will bring an increase in snow chances for the first time in a few days.
We have learned the name of a woman killed on Interstate 75. Lexington police say that 33-year-old Samantha McKinney was thrown into traffic when the car she was riding in ran off the road last night. We're told that several cars then hit her. There was a second person in the car where police are hoping to learn more about the crash from that person.
It is a problem in Kentucky that only continues to grow. Today, lawmakers took steps to try and stop heroin addiction in Kentucky. WKYT Sam Smith has more on a new bill designed to get people off the drug.
Lawmakers say this bill has been in the works for 3 years, and it'll help curb the state's heroin problem. It's called House Bill 213. Lawmakers say it's designed to tackle Kentucky's increasing heroin abuse problem. State Representative John Tilley spoke to the media about the bill today in Frankfort. The overall goal is to increase treatment options for addicts in jail, addicts that are pregnant, and addicts in need of help from community health centers. The bill also calls for a multi-tiered penalty system for those caught with heroin. Anyone caught with 2 grams or less would not be charged as severely as someone that is caught with more than 1 kilogram of heroin, for example. A Good Samaritan clause would also be in place, so those who report overdoses would not face drug-related charges. Also, overdose reversing medicine would also be available for anyone, not just first responders. The bill gets its name 213 because a lawmaker lost her nephew to heroin abuse, and February 13th is his birthday.
All over this Commonwealth, families are suffering just like ours did.
This bill is expected to be heard later this week. In Frankfort, Sam Smith, WKYT.
Another portion of that bill allows Kentucky communities to start a needle exchange program if they want. TurboTax is back to e-filing state tax returns. The company temporarily suspended the service because of concerns crooks were filing fake returns. TurboTax says the fraud isn't a result of a breach and they have beefed up security. Kentucky stopped processing all electronic returns because of the TurboTax problem. They hope to start again as early as tomorrow.
Follow WKYT online at WKYT.com. Join the conversation on Twitter and become a part of the WKYT Facebook family.
The number of measles cases continues to grow. There are now 121 cases across 17 states. So far, no cases have been reported in Kentucky. The Centers for Disease Control released the new numbers this afternoon. They say in a majority of the cases, the victims were not vaccinated against measles. The third major snowstorm in the past 2 weeks is setting new records in Boston and disrupting the lives of people from Pennsylvania to Maine. Marley Hall is tracking the situation.
Boston has never before recorded this much snow in a 30-day period.
The snow just keeps coming, and it's a problem.
61.6 inches as of early Monday morning and counting.
Santa Claus has come and gone, so I'm done with the snow.
The snow and ice are causing significant delays and cancellations on Boston's commuter rail system. More than 50 passengers were rescued from a stranded train in Quincy. The governor says the system's performance is unacceptable.
When the weather's bad, as it has been lately, the public transportation system needs to work.
Across New England, the third major storm in 2 weeks is dumping snow and making it tough on millions of people. Southern Maine is expecting at least a foot of snow.
I wouldn't be out here unless I had to be.
With so much snow, finding a place to put it all is a huge challenge. Here in downtown Boston, some mounds of snow are more than 6 feet high. Drivers say the huge snowbanks are dangerous.
You can hardly see if a car is coming left or right, so it's kind of a chance every time you pull out of an intersection.
Many school children have had 8 snow days this winter, and school officials are now looking at ways to make up the days, possibly this summer. Marley Hall, CBS News, Boston.
And how about this? Boston is actually using snow melters to turn 400 tons of snow to water per hour.
German Chancellor Angela Merkel paid a visit to the White House today. Merkel met with the president to discuss several topics, including the crisis in Ukraine. Her visit follows a week of negotiations between Ukraine and Russia's presidents to try and end the violence. The U.S. and European Union have already issued sanctions for Russia, and more could be coming.
We can't simply try to talk them out of it. We have to show them that the world is unified in imposing a cost for this aggression.
So far, President Obama has resisted sending weapons to help Ukraine. He is now considering that as an option. A Detroit man's long commute to work is now much quicker. Last week, we introduced you to James Robertson. He's been walking 21 miles a day to work after his car broke down more than a decade ago. And since his story went public, a car dealer gave him a Ford Taurus. A college student also set up an online fundraiser to help buy Robertson a car. The campaign raised $350,000, all of which will go to Robertson.
It is time now for Better Living, health, education, and consumer news that impacts your life. A new survey finds fewer drunk drivers on the road. Instead, more of them are using drugs. The National Highway Traffic Safety Administration conducted the survey. They found the number of drunk drivers is down by a third, but the number of drivers under the influence of drugs is up 20%. Some parents are turning to an herbal remedy called elderberry to help treat their child's cold. But does it work and is it safe? Allison Harmelin talked to doctors to find out.
Kevin Brennan is whipping up some elderberry syrup for his family using frozen elderberries, blueberries, and honey. He says elderberry helps his kids stay healthy during cold and flu season.
So we give the kids, and we take it ourselves, elderberry every morning right after breakfast.
Some research suggests elderberry may reduce swelling in the mucous membranes. The Brennan's pediatrician, Dr. Lawrence Rosen, believes it can help children fight the symptoms of a cold.
Elderberry contains chemicals that are flavonoids, which are anti-inflammatory agents.
One study suggests the supplement can shorten the duration of the flu, but some experts caution parents to talk to their doctors before giving elderberry.
There's not enough research about whether it works in children, and there also is not enough information about the proper dose in children.
The Brennan family says elderberry is working for them.
The duration and the severity of how they get sick is much less, and they get healthy quicker.
They say so far this season, everyone has stayed healthy. Allison Harmelin for CBS News, Glen Rock, New Jersey.
And experts say that pregnant women should not take elderberry. Verizon is cutting the cost of many of its monthly shared data plans. Most plans now cost about $10 or less. Existing customers will need to contact Verizon to take advantage of the new pricing. Verizon is also adding 12, 14, and 16 gigabyte data plans as well. Cupid has deeper pockets this year, it seems. According to the National Retail Federation, people plan to spend an average $142 on Valentine's Day. That is up $10 compared to last year. The gifts aren't limited to humans. 21% of shoppers plan to buy Valentine treats for their pets this year.